spawning here in, well, on the left side of Dreamcatcher. He is our orange Zerg player from Gruns and Roaches. It's aZuRe. And his opponent could possibly close the week out for Born Gosu. Our Protoss in red, it is rafcio. So a PvZ on Dreamcatcher, an interesting map in its own right, with the amount of sight blockers, of course the rocks that you can break down eventually, but all this middle area with all these sight blockers, all the little walls that you can kind of peek over and see, but they do block sight. They do create this kind of a radial map that you can just attack from both sides eventually. Makes it really annoying once you get to the point where you have, 3 or 4 bases that you're trying to defend, trying to keep alive. To see how our Protoss player especially deals with that. It's a little easier as a Zerg. The Zerg actually taking this third hatchery, or his first hatchery down to his third base. Imagine I missed a little bit of annoyingness from the pro. Resources lost? No resources lost. Nope. So he didn't build a pylon and stop it. So he's just being a jerk with the probe, and the Zerg's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna go down here. I'll take this base. No problem. Protoss Natural Nexus is on the way. We do have a gate. Cybercore coming on in for him. Again, this is this stage of the game. We're just waiting for things to happen. We do have the gas started up for our Zerg player. Of course, it's going to be kind of annoying to deal with the fact that your third is so far away. Especially how many units a Protoss player could possibly pop out early on in the game. Can be kind of frightening to deal with. Once he's unsupply blocked, that will be an adept first. There it goes. Pylon did finish up in the main, I suppose. Rafcio still being annoying. Throwing down a pylon. I imagine aZuRe wanted to take that base pretty quickly, but not going to happen. He doesn't have that option. Kill the pylon first. Will he cancel it? My question. Nope. Gonna let it go ahead and finish. He's going to lose that pylon and the money with it. And aZuRe will go ahead and take that base. Adept is on the map, so it's going to be able to kind of keep him safe from any Ling aggression initially. We do have a Stargate opener here for our Protoss player, but there's an Overlord just waiting. It's already there. So he knows, hey, what's this here? What's this thing? What you got? You gonna click on it? Are you gonna click on it? Of course there's that thing, I'm not sure if anybody else saw this on Reddit today, but that's a lot of things. If you just ping the building, you don't have to click on it. You just ping it, it tells you what it is. So that's kind of cool. That's a number of lings. Speed isn't quite finished, which is good for rafcio. But that's not a full wall. I don't know if it's even a full wall with the adept itself. There are 2 adepts here. It's going to be 3 once this one finishes. Of course, this adept is going to die. Okay, it is a wall off, but you got to be kind of careful here. May want to start building some extra pylons. Should be okay, though. Yeah. The 3rd adept did pop out. aZuRe will go ahead and just walk away. Doesn't want to lose units just yet. It's possible he didn't really notice that was a Stargate. Maybe he didn't actually click on it. aZuRe at the time doesn't have any spores going down, as though he were expecting a Stargate. It is going to be a Phoenix first. No, there's an Oracle already on the map. So it's going to be an Oracle first. This Oracle could pop in and get quite a few drone kills. There's only the 1 queen at each of the bases. The second one just popped here at the 3rd base. Still only the 1 in the main. A lot of drones that could die here. Oh, he goes for the 3rd first. So he's going to be a little prepared for this at least. But Oracle pops in. It's already got the 3 kills. 4, 5, 6. Oof. That is an entire mineral line that just died. Could get 13, 14 maybe? Got the 14th. 14 drones on a single Oracle. May lose the Oracle though. Oh, he just gets away. Just barely gets away with 3 health. 14 kills on Oracle. That's a bit much. And kind of in response to that, rafcio is just going to take his third base. Realizing he did quite a bit of damage. Phoenix in the main base cleared up the Overlord that was scouting, so that's taken care of. That Phoenix can get on the map. There's a lot of Overlords actually on the map right now. We got 3, 4 on the map. So once rafcio decides to just send the Phoenix around the map, there it goes. Should be able to pick up some kills. Even if aZuRe tries to run away with all of the Overlords, they will get killed off. Robo and Twilight Cancel on the way for the Protoss player. We do have the Lair about halfway done here for aZuRe. Of course, losing the 14 workers. He's up to 45 again, but at the cost of... he's got a lot of lings, and actually there's nothing at this wall. There's absolutely nothing at the wall. rafcio, if he's not careful... Oh, if aZuRe... I mean, you expect as a Zerg player that there's going to be something at the wall, so you're not even going to bother, but... this is a pretty juicy engagement. It gets 1 sentry, but the force fields are decent. Forces most of the lings into the fire of zealots. So all those lings do die off. Didn't really trade too efficiently there, all things considered. It could have been so much worse. rafcio is quite lucky. Quite lucky indeed. Templar Archives already on the way. Real quick here from our Protoss player. So that is his AoE of choice. Just adding in a few Immortals to help out. We'd have the Ling production continue. We'd have the Hydra Den about to finish up. So it's going to be Ling and Hydra, which don't fare too well against Storm. Storm and Charge both, actually. And this Phoenix, it's got 3 kills. It's going to get a 4th. Still a couple of Overlords on the map. Orc are going to swing in. It's going to revelate nothing. Kind of hope that something was there, but there was nothing there. It did catch an eye of units moving to this side, but doesn't know necessarily that this is going to be a hatchery at the gold base. 4 Overlords for aZuRe. How much has he lost in this game? I mean, look at the resources lost. 1,700 resources to 500 essentially with the Protoss player. That's pretty rough. That's a pretty rough open. He's put you in such a bad spot. He's had to remake all his Overlords so constantly. He's making 12 Overlords at once right now. He's supply blocked, and he doesn't want to be supply blocked for the rest of the game. Like, I'm going to take care of all of this right now. He's got quite a bit of money. Just kind of needs to make units at this point. But I don't know how much rafcio is going to let him do that. There is a Warp Prism out. Going to be able to get a little bit done with that. Oracle finally does die. It did get a Revelation down. Get a little scout off in the main base, but not a lot there. There are so many Overlords on the map. I mean, rafcio knows this. aZuRe, because of those Overlords, he knows that there's a Warp Prism even. If he decides to respond to it or not. All of his army is pretty much over here at this base, or moving to this base. Warp Prism doing nothing currently. Overlord speed is on the way as well, so that's a little bit nice. Maybe we'll save the lives of some of these Overlords. At this point, I mean, this Phoenix just needs to just start moving around the map and try and pick off some Overlords if it can. There we go. Finally, Warp Prism is going to move into the main base. There is a large army force over to the right towards where rafcio's third base is. There's not a lot of army here for him. There are a lot of storms available. Just needs to warp in right now, but he is supply blocked, so he can't. That is the bane of every Warp Prism, is walking in saying, I'm going to warp in 8 Zealots right now. Bottom supply blocks. Because of that, Hydras swoop on into this third base location. Storm's got to be pretty meaty. The Hydras don't have speed just yet. I think it just finished up, actually. Yeah, he did just finish up speed. So he has that. Storm is decent there. Whiffs on the next one, though. There's not a lot of units. It's mostly sentries, to be honest, and he's not using anything with those sentries. Everything just died for the Protoss player, and he's warping in 6 cells at this point. But it's just too much Zerg. 70 army supply. There's 3 Immortals, which were not in the original fight, which definitely would have helped out. But this base is now going to die. There's no third elsewhere for our Protoss player. He hasn't been making his 4th or anything. We already had the 4th for aZuRe up and running. It's at the gold even. At this point, aZuRe is he's just building units. Like, you didn't have anything. I expected you to actually have some units, but you didn't. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill things. Even the Stasis Ward, all it traps are a couple Lings. Gonna try and put another one down, but that gets sniped off by those Hydras. Hydra's gonna come in for the kill at this point. 5 Immortals should get a little bit of work done, but Hydras do decently well against Immortals, and even the miss rally on 2 of those Immortals. There's a lot of shield batteries up here in the natural base, so these Immortals are gonna live for a pretty good amount of time. There's no upgrades to speak of for the Zerg player, so it takes a really long time for those Immortals to die. They're getting quite a few kills, 9 kills on that 1 Immortal. But again, at this point, aZuRe is just rolling on into the main base. There we go, GG from rafcio. aZuRe will keep GNR alive. rafcio says, I don't know what happened. Well, I mean, I can tell you a few things that happened in your supply box at really bad times. That's one of the main things that happens. But that is going to get GNR their first win. We'll put them at 3-1 here. Our next match is going to be on 16 minutes. It's going to be a ZVP. I'm going to take a quick break because I need some water. And my dog is losing his mind. Thanks for hanging out once again. I'm TB Ham. Do give me a follow if you like what you're seeing. This is the CTL. Just type ! CTL in the chat. It'll tell you all about it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back in a few minutes.